Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to Hitman Freelancer. 47 is doing science and that can only mean one thing. It's time for a deep dive into the Big Pharma Syndicate. So enough of your microscope, my man. Let's go and find out what challenges will await you as we have a deeper look at this syndicate type and see what we like and what we don't. So where are we? We're after the chemist to begin. And our potential objectives will include eliminating people with poison, as you might expect, and poisoning them specifically with emetics or sedatives as well. So basically any of the three types of poison in our target. We may also have no bodies found. There's poisoning guards with a syringe, there's poisoning targets with a dart gun, and there's don't blow your disguise and no witnesses. So there's a certain amount of silent assassin related stuff going on with this syndicate type, but that fits with poisons in general, so that could be fine. And we're off to Bangkok, Hawke's Bay and Sapienza. Of those, Sapienza seems like the obvious showdown map, the other two less so, I feel. So let's see what Hawke's Bay has to offer. It's given us an additional optional of sniper rifle kill. And then we've got poison syringe and no witnesses. That could be fine. There's also a safe. Bangkok also has a safe though, so we'll go for Hawke's Bay, and then if explode safe is an option, we'll take it. It is not. And we can't do silent assassin no firearms because we need a sniper rifle. We could, however, do time trial because it's a fairly small map. No witnesses though, combined with time trial. Not the best fun time all round, but we will see what we see. And in terms of the syringe we're going to bring, we'll go for a modern lethal because they are easily replaced thanks to the whole emetic mushroom trick that you can do in your safe house. Now, what might we bring? We're going to bring, I think, Red Trinity because we like the Red Trinity. And then what sort of sniper rifle do we want? Do we have a thematic one that's silenced? We've got the concrete there. It's legendary. It's subsonic. It's got a 4x scope on it. Seems like a pretty cool bet. So we'll bring that along. There's nothing else I think we need. So let's go see how Hawke's Bay goes. Or possibly Hantu. We will see what the game throws at us. And it's thrown Ambrose at us, which means that there is some sort of issue going on with the SDK mod or with the Freelancer Variations mod. And we're fixed. I will explain in more detail what's happened once we've dealt with the whole, time trial thing. So there's one of our targets over there. Let's see, the other one is Mark Chase in the house. That one is Joseph Stevens. So they've both got names. That's cool. Targets don't always have names on New Zealand, because if it's the politician, a lot of them are just John Does. And of course names are for friends, so they don't need them. But they happen to have them on this occasion, so that's just down it. I think what we will do is, first of all, we will take out that camera. Huh? Oh, is that both our targets? Interesting. So we could whip out the old rifle, nice and quick. And we could take down both our targets, in fact. And that guy. And there we go. No witnesses is still valid. We could basically leave at this point. But we probably want to grab some pants. Let's have a look. Because we do want to syringe a guard. Our supplier is away. There is a safe in the house as well, so we do want the safe. Because that's one of the things we like to do, is rob safes. Even if it's not terribly necessary. Like now. I think we will just leave the area. No witnesses is going well, but we've got to keep an eye out for cameras and whatnot.
Command, I've had few reports of my current location.
And let's see. Okay, so people around and about are just searching because of the whole dead body thing. This might lead to the target getting evacuated as well. And of course there's a lot of enforcers in general on this version of the map for the bodyguard, so that's something to worry about. But yeah, basically, there's a mod that makes all the other mods work called the STK mod. If I click on that, we can see that it pops up here. And when I went into it, the Mission Companion mod was not active. I've made that active, and now everything is working just fine, because that Mission Companion mod is required to make Freelancer Variations work. So it's a little chain reaction. SDK needs to be on for Mission Companion to work, and then Mission Companion needs to be on for Freelancer Variations to work. And that's how we've got to where we are now, where all is well and everything is functioning. Where's that camera that's in here? Is it in here, or is it actually outside somewhere? It's just zoomed in on it. Yeah, it seems like there's no camera actually active in here, which is good. There's a propane flask. There is one just in the corner of this room as well, so that's not terribly necessary if we're going to be blowing open the safe. And maybe we do want to blow open the safe. Maybe that's the superior option here. Because we could potentially go over there somewhere.
Looking sharp.
So if we threw down the propane flask there, and then we came out here, would we be able to see it? I think so. Gosh, it's a terrible accident, lads. Let's go in and see what's what. So those bodies have just been bagged and left there, which is fine. The politician is now being evacuated because she's an elusive target and there was an explosion. They might just, yeah, they're just taking her to the safe room, so that's okay.
Command area is all clear. Please advise, over.
Everyone's now
The perpetrator's nearby. Find him, you hear?
kind of chilling. Either way, there we go. Grab the cash. It's a hostile area in the house right now,
Stand by.
which I've never seen before. I assume that's just because the politician is in the process of being guarded. But either way, that's not our problem. We're just going to stroll over to our supplier friend and see what we can grab in the way of gear. There's possibly a couple of freelance tools that we don't have. And it would be nice to max them out, because it might reduce the amount of times we need to go up and do the whole emetic mushroom thing.
You need anything? I got some cool stuff.
If we can just guarantee we get the new lethal syringe every time, that would be great. But no, it's just a rubber duck today.
More, you know where to find me.
So let's get our syringe ready. A lot of the time, a syringe is functionally no different from just bonking people on the head and crunching them, or fibre wiring them. But there are the odd occasion where it is superior, because you don't need to worry about hiding bods or anything like that. But you still need to watch out for being seen whilst you're syringing people. Like there, for example, we were seen by that guy. So we've got a witness. We can't have that.
Anyone got him?
Witness gone. Now let's just vacate this area. People can witness the aftermath of our crimes, of course. They just can't see us whilst we're actually doing them. This might be kind of a dry run for the espionage syndicate when we get round to that, you know, with all the old no witnesses, no bodies found, things of that nature. This might actually be more stealthy than the espionage challenge, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. For now, we're just worrying about Big Pharma. And we can't go wrong with a perfect run to start the day. So, do we get our syringe back? I think we do. We could get the other things, but we are going to be using syringes over and over throughout this challenge, so we'll grab that again. Bangkok. No bodies. Poison target dart gun and poison guard. That should all be okay. The whole no bodies found. Again, it kind of conflicts, as I've said before, with accident. With Big Pharma. Because poisons and other forms of accident mean that the bodies can generally be found. But not this time, because of the whole no bodies found thing. So, let's see. Do we go for Silent Assassin? We are going for no bodies found. So we could potentially go for Silent Assassin here. We'll bring a gun, just because it might help us shoot out some cameras and whatnot. Because we do not want to be spotted by cameras. Because if we have to go into the usual room to deal with that, then Silent Assassin is probably out the window. We could easily have got Katana kill by just secreting our target and then taking them somewhere quiet. But no, we'll go for Silent Assassin to see if it can be done. Okay, we are in our room and our target is the Warlord, no less. Interesting. So we've got a problem with our toilet. The resort staff outfit will certainly allow us to just waltz up into her room. Yeah, you come in here and take care of that for me. Good man. The problem is not actually with the toilet. The problem is that I need your pants. So we're just going to drag you over here and pop those on. Now, we don't want your friend coming in and discovering you, so let's try and lure her in here.
Hey, you! Don't throw that here!
Okay, we failed because she saw us do it. But then, seconds later, she's like, ah, another sound in the same area. I wonder what that could have been. And down she goes. So it's certainly allowed, as resort staff, to go upstairs and into the Warlord's quarters. We may or may not get frisked on the way, in which case we'll go down and get the master keycard.
Don't let me get in your way. You look like a butler with an agenda.
Okay. We don't get frisked. That surprises me. But it's fine. In fact, it's good. So let's head up to her room, because that's probably a good place to be. Although, there might be a Jordan Cross bodyguard around. And, yeah, there is. We're allowed in here, yes? Oops.
Sir, it's a restricted area.
I was trying to go into here, if you don't mind. Because this guy
Disturbance, looking into it.
shouldn't even be up here at this point, but he will roam across into her room if you're not careful. So let's pop him in the cupboard and get rid of him. Now, she will eventually come up here because her son is currently being retrieved from downstairs by the red cap guard. Now, I'm not certain if there's going to be a problem of any sort with old red cap being in her room when she chats with her son. So what I'm going to do is just try and get rid of some of the guards on this side in the meantime. And if we can also poison one of them, that's an objective complete. So let's pop you in a cupboard. She's coming up. So let's see where she goes. She's got 2 guards with her, which could be an issue. Does this area become hostile when she's in here, or not? Doesn't look like it. So let's poison her. And then she's going to come over here, and I think she's going to go to the bird bath. I don't know what those guards are going to do, but either way, we can't have her going into the bird bath because she might get spotted spotted from the outside. So you just go in the cupboard, friend. We'll take the safe key. We don't need the safe key. We could rob the safe over onto the side, but I would much rather secure Silent Assassin by just leaving the level, to be honest. Right, here comes her son. And yeah, if she'd gone in there for a Von, she would have been visible, and that could have led to problems. So let's just try and get out of the level. Pretty sure resort staff aren't allowed on the other side. And I don't want to tempt fate. So let's just see about leaving.
Serving the rich and powerful. Wink.
Did you just say wink?
How's it going?
No, you're going to want to frisk
I
me,
have to
aren't
give
you?
you a pat down if you're coming
Yeah.
this way, sir.
So let's go over here, and let's just make our way down to the basement exit. There might be a camera in the way, but we can probably deal with that. There might be enforcers too. But yeah, I think the basement exit is probably our best bet. Not sure about that
thing
guy.
is, he's really, really good. I mean, he makes the cat
Don't
talk.
want him
It's scary.
Like it's
bothering us.
Mother, why did you...
What if we do that?
Hey, wait a minute.
Did you see where that was thrown
Hey,
from?
what the hell? Who threw that?
You seem to think that you did. No, there you go. Okay. So we've got past you. Oh, but here comes Flat Cat. With the worst timing known to man. So which way are you going to turn? You're just going to turn that way. But we are already past you, so we should be okay. Good. We are okay. It could have been tricky. No, you guys aren't enforcers. And here's supplier friend, so that's good. Currently busy? Why are you currently busy?
You look like you're in need of some hardware.
Look,
If you got the cash,
I'm sneaking
I
up
can
on you. You
promise.
shouldn't be talking.
I'm
Just
interested.
Give me what I want. Frag grenade. It's not what we
Take care
need,
now.
but
Don't
we'll
be a
take it.
stranger.
And then we've just got this camera out here to worry about, perhaps. It does go this far enough this way, so... There's no guards on this version in this tunnel, so that's great. Someone from upstairs will probably come down to look at that. But we have secured ourselves a Silent Assassin. I don't tend to go for Silent Assassin because I'd rather get a surefire 5,000 Mercers than a possible but not guaranteed 7,000. Because if we'd gone for Katana Kill there, that would have been for sure. No problem, but we didn't. And now, what have we got? Hide target bods, no bods found. And poison target sedative. Okay. Collateral explosion doesn't really jibe with a lot of that. Time to get disguises is generally awful, but there is a safe, so we can upload that. So what might we bring? We've got the possibility of sequering our targets, take them to a loo, then giving them a sedative with the old Karma, and then chucking them in a box. So let's say that that's our plan. I think we'll also bring a breaching charge if we've got one, just because we don't want to potentially have a guard standing next to the safe when we explode it. I mean, we could potentially explode it and kill the guard, but then other people are going to come rushing if we're using a noisy explosive, so we'd rather that doesn't happen. And let's go see what Sapienza's like today. It's nighttime, we're up at the ruins. I guess we should also see what our target might be doing. They might be smoking or sneezing, and they've got no hair, no hat, and glasses. So we've not really had to play terribly differently to how we'd normally play at this point. The main complications we've had have been from things like no bods found and hide target bods, and those aren't really things that feel very Big Pharma. They are Big Pharma because they're part of the list, But they're not poison related, and when you think Big Pharma, you would think poison. But that's not the case today. It's more the stealth aspect of it that we're having to deal with. Now, is there a guard up top here? There might be. And that might be an outfit for us, which would come in handy. And any bodies up here are probably not going to be found by anyone. But no, there's no guard, there's just a gun. And we don't really need a gun. Certainly not an unsilenced shotgun. Casualties should be kept to a minimum. So this is very much the opposite of the arms trafficking campaign that we've just completed. If you've not already seen that, check it out. It was the last number of vids that we did. And I had a jolly good time with it. Now, let's grab a cannonball. It can never hurt to have a disposable item that we can use to throw at people and knock them out. Now, we could get a gardener outfit. There is a target currently in the mansion, but the others are around and about, so that mansion target might end up just moving away from the mansion altogether. We don't want to go down to the caves, because that is where bodies get found all the time. We do have a guy out there somewhere, so maybe we do a bit of that to lure our friend in. I mean, it wouldn't really matter if he saw us, because we haven't got no witnesses this time.
Hey there. Hello?
But we'll try and keep it on the down low if we can. By swiftly throwing that whilst he hasn't yet opened the door. And then we can drag him around the corner a bit. So there seems to be no gardeners around on this version. Mansion security is a fine outfit to generally get by with. Where do we want to leave our friend? I mean, we may as well be very careful, because there's no harm in dumping his body somewhere. Yeah. If we chuck him down there, he hits a kill plane. And he's not very hidden though, is he? To be honest. We might have to do something about that. Now he's hidden. Now let's go find our friends and see which one of them needs to be dealt with. That guy hides himself with one push of a button, so that's grand. Don't have to worry too much about stereo cameras. But it would be nice to get rid of them where we can.
Man,
It has kind of alerted
there's a guy
that
out
guard
there
though.
being a real pain in the ass.
But that shouldn't bother our target who's just roamed out there, I don't think. It's just an alerted
You're
guard.
not safe here. Clear out.
Okay. Okay, it has actually alerted that target. They got in the vicinity of a guard who was alerted, and so now they've moved on. But they're not leaving the level by the look of it, they're just panicking a little bit. And now they've stopped panicking a little bit as well. Are they our target? They certainly fit some of the bill. Right, so there's no gardeners in here either, which is
I'm
odd.
really at my bloody limit.
Okay, you are not our target. I think, though, we'll crunch you and throw you in a box. It costs us 1,000, and I don't generally like to do that. But we're going to get that 1,000 back from no bodies found, so it's kind of a wash. We could have potentially dragged you down here and done what with you? We could have dragged you all the way down here, but then there's dudes around. It's fine. You fit most of the bill, so there might only be one other that actually has the same sort of looks. Because there's normally a couple of targets that share the same appearance. And we've got one poison target sedative left, so I felt like it was an okay risk to take. Alright, so there's an enforcer.
Fancy getup.
Yeah. There's an assassin. Because this individual should very clearly not be wandering around the Caruso mansion. No one can see us unlocking this door, so that would allow us to potentially get a sneak peek of our target if that wasn't just a bathroom. And they weren't, in fact, in this room instead. So, they are bold. And they're wearing glasses. They are probably our man. But now we need to be a bit more careful because we've already used up one of our 2 sedatives. Don't see a tattoo. You do have everything else, so you've got earrings, necklace, glasses, no hair. So you are almost certainly our
You're
man.
making us all feel safe, sir.
Which means we probably want to deal with this assassin if we can.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oops. Yeah, you blatantly saw that, didn't you?
Wanna pick that up?
Now, you're going to lose interest in me in a moment. If you haven't already. There we go. There's nobody out there right now that we need to worry about. Francesca might be alive on this version of the map, and she will come over here eventually, but she's not here now. So let's deal with this assassin while we can. And pop him in the box that we would put her in if we were doing a silent assassin run and we'd popped out for a cheeky fibre wire. And there's our man. He's having a smoko. It's a good sign. And that's the harder of the 2 tells to find. The sneeze one, if he's got it, just pops off all the time. Targets are always sneezing. There we go. Okay, it's a cough more than a sneeze, but the main thing is, he is our man. Now, maybe we can lure him into one of these 2 rooms. Maybe, it looks like he's coming of his own accord into this room, in fact. So that will make our life nice and easy. We won't need the Seeker, we'll just need the Karma. So we'll reload that bad boy. We'll come in and shut the door. And there we go. He's our man. He's been crunched. He's going in a box before anyone notices it. Good. Doing a lot of crunching today, it feels like. But so be it. Sometimes that's the way of things. And we need to be in the church for our safe. So we should be able to get there without having to murderize anybody else. Bob over and say hello to Supplier Friend as well. Grab ourselves some explosives.
Don't hesitate to come back.
Now we can work our way down through the mansion if we remember the way. Or we could just head outside and just run down the road like a normal person. But here we are actually, because this is where we can come through this door. And yeah. That brings us down here. What have we got? Security up there. So what version of the map is it? Oh, it's Meth Lab, isn't it? Of course it is. It's the only nighttime Sapienza that I have loaded. Is Meth Lab. So Francesca's probably not around. There's a building over there that's holding more intrigue than usual. Is anyone that bothered about us cracking this open? There's some church staff. That's potentially fine because he might be the only one around. So we can give him a bit of a bash. We could potentially put him in a box somewhere, but if we're quick we won't have to. We just breach the safe. Yeah. And help ourselves to its contents. And then we just leave. No one's going to see him from out here. But we'll close the doors behind us if we can. Are we able to close those doors? There we go. They did it themselves. And now it should just be a jog to the exit and another perfect run. 3 perfects. Big Pharma seems to be going alright so far. But let's see what mission number 4 holds today. Probably can't hurt to have an extra lethal poison vial hanging around, although they can easily be replaced thanks to mushrooms. And where are we headed for level 2? We're after the lobbyist this time. We're going to Dubai, Hokkaido, Mendoza and Wick Creek. Good. So we'll definitely save Wick Creek for next time. We'll do one of the 3 non-alerted maps. What do you have going on? Poison target, sedative, dart gun, and poison targets. That can all be done in a flash, basically. In one shot. What do we have up here? Open safe explosive is an option. None of our maps have safes except Wick Creek. Dang it. Do we start with an alerted then? We could do. What were our other options? Pacified baseball bat and time to get disguises. I mean, pacified baseball bat's also not a problem because you generally don't have to bring large items. Yes, we had eliminate guard with a sniper earlier, but that's one of the optional things. None of the options that we have today for level 2 involve large items. So we could go to Mendoza and we can pacify one of our targets with a shot from a Karma, and that will complete all 3 of those objectives, and then we can biff another one with a baseball bat to get our prestige done. Grab all the goods. It's good to see the Karma getting a bit of a workout. Normally I forsake it and just go with the Seeker for everything. We'll bring my favourite baseball bat, which is the concrete bat. It's not actually made of concrete, otherwise it would pretty much be a lethal option instead of non-lethal, but it does look very cool. And that's the most important thing. We don't have to worry about being silent this time. So maybe we bring a rubber duck just in case we've got a target in a crowded area that we just can't be bothered to deal with in a stealthy fashion. Okay, we start on the docks. Interesting. There's no guards in the immediate vicinity, so it's like an elusive target version of the map, I guess. But we'll grab ourselves the key to the mansion and a screwdriver. And where are we going? We are not actually going to the manor for any of our targets. We're going to the production room for a couple of them and the cinema for the 3rd. So a guard outfit from around here would be useful in general terms. We'll grab fish as well. It can never hurt to have fish. Now, something I've heard conflicting reports on is whether or not the guards up at the top there let you openly carry a sniper rifle. So maybe we'll go up there and we'll check. How would we do that in a stealthy sort of fashion? I mean, you can sneak behind this guy apparently. I wasn't really aware of that. That one over there might see us though if we cause hassle. But what if we throw fish down there? You're going to come around and look at fish. Is that guy going to notice if we corner check? Seems like no. Good. So let's help ourselves to your pants. There's no reason to leave you alive, is there? And now we can make our way up. We don't need a mercenary outfit. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing if either of the lads up top will allow us to carry the sniper rifle that's up top. Now, you there can have a terrible accident. So it's the guy on the left who is actually using the sniper. I've been told that his outfit will let you use it by
Don't
some
be
people,
crude. Pay attention.
but it's possible they're lying, or just mistaken, or this version of the map is not one that lets it work. But let's see. Okay, so picking that up, yeah, it is in fact not legal. Good to know. It's only the story version of the map where you have Don Yates' personal head of security that allows you to get by and use a sniper rifle. Freelancer says no. Now, best way to our targets is probably this way. Also lets us get a supplier friend.
Hey,
Hello.
need anything cool?
You got it.
There's our breaching charge once again. Fantastic. Yeah, dude out there doesn't look happy with us. That's cool. We'll go this way. There's a dude there who also wouldn't be happy if he saw us. But he's missed us, so it's all good. And we don't really need the invitation, I don't think, because we're a guard. But it can't hurt to grab it. Oh, whilst we're here.
Huh? 3, 2, 1, and...
For more than 2 decades,
Hello.
New York-based law firm Morgan, Yates & Cohn has been among the most successful and the most controversial companies in the United States.
Oh, cut, Neil. What's this asshole doing in my shot?
Hello,
I'm
Pam.
sure the gentleman didn't mean to, Pam. Isn't that right, mister?
Maybe I did.
Hey, asshole!
I'm having your soda
What
can
the
as
hell is
well.
wrong with you? Jeez, can you believe these?
Yeah.
Jeez,
Suck it, Pam.
Can you believe these people? Jeez, can you believe?
Yeah, we've confused her.
Jeez, can you believe? Jeez, can you believe? Jeez,
Ah, well.
can you believe these people?
That's enough playing with Pam for now, I think. Let's head on in. So, you don't require an invitation. Excellent. Now, we've got ladders that let us down, but we could also just take the stairs. Which is probably best, because we've got a briefcase. Let's see, the ladder's more for the stealthy approach when you don't have a suitable outfit for this area. But that is not our problem today. Now, one of our targets is a winery worker who's just wandering off over there. One of our targets is out there somewhere because they're in the cinema. They're also a winery worker though. And then third target is also a worker. But this one is alert to our presence to some extent. No. No one's really watching him, are they? No. Good. Now, would anyone notice if we were just to bring it over here? Like so. I don't think so. Because I believe that you can just finish people off in that freezer, but I've never done it before. So let's use our screwdriver that we picked up earlier. How you doing in there, chick? She might not be having a good time. I'm not sure. I don't know how long this would take to do its thing, because as I mentioned, never done it before. I assume it's going to work though, because if it doesn't, then we're kind of unable to finish her off at this point. Looks like it's frosting up a bit in there. Let's just go about our business, shall we? Oh no, actually it's already triggered, hasn't it? Because it says 1 of 3. I didn't see the pop-up, but yeah, she's definitely gone. Now, target 2. How do we deal? Let's see. You're quite out in the open at the moment, but now you're coming this way. Is there a potential for subtlety? got that guy over there watching on. Now you're stood there. That guy over there can't really see what's happening, so we could Seeker you and then Karma you once you go somewhere quiet. But I would kind of like to get all three in one go. So maybe we'll sneak across to the cinema first. What is that thing anyway? So we could expose a wire there. Ah, potentially we could also just lure you into there. Pay no attention, everyone.
Maybe you should pick that up.
What do you mean maybe I should pick that up? You didn't see me throw it. Oh well, what if we throw it from over here?
Okay.
I don't like people that throw stuff, but I have to check it out. And boom! I'm out.
Okay, so he's pretty aware of what's going on then. But I've still failed to see how he saw me throw it. Okay, that guy definitely turns to see me.
Why would you throw that?
Right, what if we instead just dropped our briefcase?
You drop something.
I didn't drop anything. You dropped something. Now, do you want to come in here?
Earth in my face. Give me some space, man. Back off.
Do you want to look at that briefcase? No. Okay, this guy's just being a butt now.
What? You'll never be good at pass. Oh?
There we go. I think he spotted the briefcase. Jeez. This guy's the worst. Down he goes. Lovely. We're getting all the accidents off today in this place. And now that that's done, off to the cinema, and we are definitely going to Karma number 3. So, number 3 is up here with their friends. But they are the one who's closest to us, so what if we do that?
What?
You didn't see me throw that, right?
Hey, is anyone there?
Okay, she's the one who's paying attention to that. Very well.
Not right now. Please.
So what we'll do is we'll dispose of her by popping her in this cupboard. Come on, in you go. I hope you're in there now, successfully. Yeah, good, the door's closed. And now our man should be the next one. Yeah, you go see what that was. Now you turn your back to me if you would be so kind. He's not fully turned his back to me, but maybe it's okay. Yeah, it is. And there we go, all of our targets. All of our objectives trigger at once. Now, no accident for you. You just get the screwdriver. And we get to head home. Body found? Gosh. Someone should do something about that. Someone should go find a guard. Preferably not the one that's sprinting at full speed towards the exit. That one's obviously busy. Doesn't need to be bothered right now. And off we stroll through the rest of the vineyard. And there we go. 4 perfect runs suggests that things are going pretty well on the big pharma front. Maybe I shouldn't be overlooking this syndicate type as I often do. Or maybe the problems are coming next time. Until then though, thanks for watching, friends.